This channel is for those whose main goal is uncompromising sound. The audio components themselves are only interesting in terms of how accurately they can deliver sound to your ears. You must be interested not only in music, but in sound in general. You enjoy ASMR, you sometimes listen to nature sounds, you have favorite drum-only solo tracks, street noise recordings, or other natural environment recordings. Although, of course, you listen to music much more. You are interested in thoughtful listening. You don't talk, don't eat, and don't dance while listening, because all these activities greatly degrade the sound perception. The sound completely absorbs your attention. You sit and listen almost without moving. You are so carried away by the audio picture. Reference track. We all have different hearing and perception. You cannot argue with that. Nevertheless, it's still possible to find a common point in this part too. So let's figure out what a detailed dynamic sound is for each of us. To do this, we need to find the common point of convergence, a reference track that everyone agrees on, which is the most suitable track for assessing the quality of the system, which includes the maximum dynamics, frequency range, and other objective and subjective parameters. The main thing about this track is not that everyone likes it musically, but that everyone agrees that this is the best track to test the system, to find differences between different speakers. My suggestion is jazz variants. The good thing about this track is that although it's a piece of music, it doesn't contain that much music in terms of emotion, but more like a musical form on sound effects. This means that we will not be disturbed by the emotional component of the melody harmony, and it will help us to focus on the sound itself. I suggest listening and agreeing or offering your own options. Most likely we will have several different reference tracks for different aspects of the sound. Without a reference track, we run the risk of being deceived by talking about the same speakers in the same way, but at the same time referring to completely different audio material. Of course, you can say that if the middles is good, it's good on any track. It should be good on any track. This is yes, but what if someone does not consider the middle to be the middle at all, or does have his own idea of what are middles, and it doesn't correspond to your idea, and so you discuss the speakers that both heard, and the person told you that now he has other speakers on which the middles is even better. You order those speakers, turn them on at home, and do you think this rarely happens? Well, let's see. How to choose the best speaker. The best speaker is the most accurate speaker that reproduces sound with the least distortion. Some say that the best speaker is the one you like the sound of. This could be the end of the discussion in the public field on the internet. Since everyone has their own tastes, it doesn't make sense to say that it's good for you because it's useless for others. It makes sense to discuss only the objective aspects of sound that can be measured, seen, or heard, just as it can be measured, seen, heard by everyone. So how do you choose the best speaker without listening? Look at the waveform, how the speaker reproduces the original signal that is fed to it. You need to record a short sound sample and see how it looks in comparison with the original signal and in comparison with other speakers. Look at the frequency response. Apply a short sample of special signal called white noise to speakers, simulating the content of the typical sound environment in terms of saturation with sound frequencies. This makes it possible to determine how accurately the speaker reproduces sound energy depending on the frequency of the sound wave. If you want to find a way to achieve uncompromising sound, subscribe.